back to my channel. So today I am going to do a video about the new reformulated Miss Dior Eau De Toilette that has just been released now in 2019 from Dior. If you're new here, then welcome to my perfume world. Do subscribe for more perfume video reviews, range reviews, perfume notes, lots and lots. And as always, everything I mention, all the perfumes are linked down below, as well as what I'm wearing and also related videos as well. So what has happened here? So I have been a fan of Miss Dior for as long as I can remember. I prefer the Eau de Parfum over the Eau de Toilette, and I really liked the Miss Dior Cherie. Now I actually still have the old Miss Dior Eau de Toilette Cherie, which was discontinued in 2012. And it became just Miss Dior Eau de Toilette, and that then became Miss Dior Eau de Toilette reformulated in 2019. So the good news is that it hasn't changed significantly from the version that you've been used to over the past couple of years. The majority of the notes are the same. The branding has changed slightly. So the old one was very much sort of like the prettier, younger, florally sort of lighter version of the Eau de Parfum, and the branding reflected that. The branding for the new Eau de Toilette is a bit more like punchy, a bit more modern, in line with some of the more Dior like bags that have got like J'adore on them and big bolder letters, like moving away from some of the more demure branding they've had in the past. But Natalie Portman remains the face of the whole Miss Dior range. So you'll be glad to know that both of them have the same patchouli the same patchouli note, which makes up the majority of the fragrance in its sort of longevity. It's what makes it last. So they both have that in, though I would say the 2012 version compared to the 2019 version has a little bit more, and it's a bit more patchouli. And it's basically the same story with the rose. So the rose is very much the heart, the middle note of Miss Dior Eau de Toilette. It's a sort of pretty floral. And again, I would say that the rose is slightly less in the 2019 version compared to the old one. Now, the other note that they both have in common is blood orange. Now, with both of them, you get this in the initial spray, like it's one of the first things you get, that like sharp citrus. But I would say in the older version, it died down much quicker, within maybe a few seconds. In the newer version, it remains citrusy, blood orangey, in like minutes into wearing the fragrance. So there's much more blood orange in the new one than in the last one, in my opinion. So this is where they differ. So the old one had, the final ingredient was neroli, which is that sort of lemony, sort of Italian type flower. Neroli is gone from the new one, and instead it's been replaced by lily of the valley, and also they've added in mandarin orange, which wasn't in the 2013 version. So the lily of the valley, to me, has made this a lighter, slightly more florally version than the original Eau de Toilette from 2013, which was more patchouli rose. The lily of the valley is coming through in this, and it's making it lighter, and mixed with all that blood orange and then the mandarin orange, it's become a more citrusy perfume. I also think that it's become, in general, a bit weaker and a bit lesser. Let's face it, it's an Eau de Toilette. It was never going to last a long time, and none of the old versions were particularly good at lasting. But I think this has become even more fresher and even more lighter. And whereas in the past, the older versions, particularly the Cherie Eau de Toilette, was almost like a Mademoiselle, very similar to Mademoiselle Coco, Chypre, patchouli. You know, this has moved much more into a lighty, sweety, young Eau de Toilette. So it really, the face of this fragrance really is changing over time, even though the actual face remains Natalie Portman. So I guess my overall message is it hasn't changed completely, like it's not a whole new perfume, but it has changed, and it's lighter and more citrusy. So what would I say? I would say if you're a fan of Miss Dior, get the Eau de Parfum, and then maybe you could get the Eau de Toilette as like a layering top up during the day, or good for when you're on holiday in very warm climates and you want like a fresh citrusy vibe. Basically, it's not a disaster, it's just slightly, in my opinion, not as good as it used to be, and definitely not as good as the old Miss Dior Cherie Eau de Toilette. So I'll leave the links down below to my other Dior perfume videos. I've done one on Miss Dior Blooming Bouquet, Absolutely Blooming, explaining the whole range, and also the Eau de Parfum version, plus all the other Dior perfumes. So I'll leave the links, check them out. Let me know if you found this video useful, and let me know what you think about the difference between this new one. Like, go check it out, go smell it, see what you think. I'd love to know what you guys think. And of course, do send me your requests for any other perfume reviews. But that's it, so thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!